Welcome, everybody, to edition number 5 of the Exit Lane. With me today is my co host, Gerry Frank.
That must be me. How's everybody doing?
Yes, without trying to freak him out by saying former shop owner, Gerry Frank.
Right.
I think it's finally starting to settle in for you, isn't it?
It is a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of getting used to it.
Yeah, enjoying that life of having succeeded and now, settling back into the coaching thing, which your first love.
That's definitely right.
Yeah, absolutely. So today, what we thought we would do is uh, help everybody get a handle on what your shop is worth. Now, this isn't going to be an exact science, okay? Because the reality is, and when people ask us all the time, like, well, what's my shop worth? What's the multiplier of my net profits, things like that? And the real answer is whatever somebody's willing to pay for it, right? So we can come up with all of these numbers, but the reality is you got to have the right buyer at the right time with access to the funds, and for you to be able to come up with a contract that actually makes sense. But what we're going to be doing today is kind of going through a basic business valuation. So you got a good starting point to find out, hey, is my business worth anything? And if it is worth something, or if you want to pump up the value, the areas that you need to really start working on so you really can start pumping up the value. And what we're going to be doing today, since Gerry just kind of went through this and you hired somebody to do a business valuation, what we're going to do is kind of take what that person did with some modifications so we can use this as a teaching moment for everybody and kind of walk you step by step by step through the process. So there's going to be very valuable information for you. Hopefully you stick with us, take some notes, and Gerry, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you and let you rock and roll and show everybody what their businesses are potentially worth right now and how to make them even better.
Yeah. So grab your pencil or your pen. This is a good opportunity to take some notes. And again, it's not a science, but so many times people think, "Hey, what's my business worth?" And this will give you some idea, maybe some things you hadn't considered before. So let me figure out how to share the screen here, and we'll jump right into it. All right. So, as you can see here, we're going to call this the business value generator. So it's an exercise you can go through to give you some kind of idea what potentially what your business is worth. And as Ron said, it's not an exact science. What I'd like to do is kind of give you an example of a couple of shops. So here's some of the things we're going to look at, some of the things that you know that are important. Sales, are they trending up? Are they trending down? Net profit over the last 3 years, that's what anybody's going to take a look at. That's what a bank or the financial people are going to do. They're going to take a look at your car count. Do you got enough cars? Systems and procedures. Key employees. Nobody wants to buy a job. We've talked about that before. Owner autonomy. How much are you working in the business? And then, anybody's going to want to make sure that they have property security, if you will. So that's kind of, if you're not selling the property, hey, do I have enough time to be able to pay this thing back? And I know that the lease is strong. I got first right of refusal, those types of things. So this is shop A. Um, and again, maybe, if you want to take a screenshot of that, because eventually we're going to have you grade yourself. So shop A, you can see the sales trend is going, started okay, and then it took a little dip, and then it went back up. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, I grade those results. So do you want a shop that's got this little roller coaster ride going with the sales trend? Um, Net profit, this particular shop, it had a 1% increase, it went down 5%, and then it went up 2%. Really, if you think about it, what we're trying to do is how confident do you feel? Let's say you were the bank. How confident do I feel about, maybe loaning the money and being able to get my investment back and then some? Um, so we talked about, client. A lot of people don't think about this marketing, right? Your client list. Is it a phone book or do you have a relationship with your clients? What type of marketing are you doing? This particular shop, no consistent marketing. They're not doing anything. I guarantee you that's got a lot to do with that sales trend going up and down. Key employees. Now, you may not think about this, but in a way, somebody coming in is buying your employees. No, not technically buying them like slaves. I don't mean that. But they are buying your employees. Somebody wants to kind of walk in, put the key in the door, and have some things in place. And your employees are a big part of that. I know when I sold my business, a lot of interest in, sitting down, talking to the employees, how long they've been with you, those types of things. This particular business, the average tenure of that business was 2 years. So a lot of coming and going. And actually, his son, probably the face of the business there, is the service advisor. So, when they exit the business, that's going to really have a big impact on the value of the business. So again, on a scale of 1 to 5, I want you to rate each one of these, 5 being the best. So how do you feel about that? Owner autonomy. What that means is how much is the owner working in the business? When the owner steps away, what happens to the business? This particular business, this owner's working 50 hours a week in production. So he's either writing service or he's turning wrenches in the back. But again, a big part of the business. And then the property security, which means how long, what's my confidence level in that I'm going to be there. And maybe I've got first right of refusal, a 10-year lease, a 15-year lease, all of those things super important. That means nobody can come in and snatch that property away from you. You're going to be there for a long, long time. So this means if you don't own the business and you're not or you don't own the property and you're not selling the property. So shop A here, there's a lot of negatives kind of going into this. So I put a pencil to it and used what my thoughts were. So sales trend, I gave it a 2. Net profit, again, a bit of a roller coaster. I gave it a 2 out of scale of 1 to 5. No consistent marketing, goose egg, not doing anything. System and procedures, there's nothing documented, nothing written down. I gave it another goose egg. Key employees, it doesn't look really good. The son is the service advisor, and again, the owner's working in this business a whole bunch. So you can see it indicates the very low scores. And only 5 years remaining on the lease. So you're going to come in and offer this gentleman some money or this business owner some money for the business. And quite frankly, you can be gone in 5 years because there's no guarantee after that. So what I want you to do is kind of add all of that up, and you'll see how this plays out as we talk about how to maybe figure out that value of the business. So quick math. Ron, I'm going to do this in my head. Are you ready? There we go. 6. So this business has a total score of 6. Now, let's take a look at Shop B. Shop B has some stuff together. He's got his act together a little bit, or she's got her act together. So you can see the sale is trending upward. How do you feel about that? I gave it a 4 because to me, there's no such thing as a perfect business. So it's tough to get a 5 out of me. Net profit, you can see that steady climb. Sales are up, profits are up. I gave it a 4. They're doing all the marketing, steady marketing and steady car count. If I graphed this shop's car count, it's going to be a nice flat line or it's growing. You're going to avoid those peaks and valleys by doing that steady marketing. So again, I gave it a 4. Systems and procedures, they got a lot of stuff documented, a lot of things written down or videos. This is how we do it here. Really important, especially if you're getting somebody to buy this business that maybe is outside of the business. Maybe it's an investor purchasing it, because we've talked about that. Auto repair is an excellent business to be in, regardless of what the economy is doing. Again, I gave it a 4, very strong. The key employees, the average employee is staying with this business 7 years, and the service advisor has been there 9 years, probably the face of the business. Again, I gave it a 4. The owner autonomy, the owner works 15 hours a week, really inspecting what he is expecting. So if you buy this business, you're not going to be buying a 60-hour-a-week job. Who wants that? Gave it a 4. And the property security, there's 3 years remaining on the lease, and there's 15 years first right of refusal. So there's a lot of comfort level there for me if I'm buying this business. So add those up, and again, quick math, 28. So you can see the difference, 6 versus 28. This all plays into what this business is worth versus shop A.
I think it's important to kind of look at this as if you're scoring along with this, just like Gerry was. Now we're going to roll to your shop, and you're going to have to do a self-assessment. And this is where your kind of BS meter starts going off in your head because you want the number to be higher. Okay, I'm just going to warn everybody up front because every time we've done this in front of our group or in front of some boot camps that we've put on, everybody wants to kind of inflate the numbers because they want to feel good. But the reality is we have to look at your business through the eyes of the buyer, just like we've talked about on previous podcasts. Everything is sold through the eyes of the buyer, not you. So you have to take that 10,000 foot view of your own shop right now and score it because if you pull the wool over your own eyes, you're going to go into a negotiation, easy for me to say, later on, and you're up for a rude awakening. So be as honest as you possibly can about looking at your own shop when you do this score now, because now you're going to have to do the exact same thing. So now you got to look back at that sales trend over the past 3 years. Was it going up? Was it going down? Was it flatlined? And if you were the buyer, how interested would you be in a business that maybe has been flatlined over the past 3 years when the auto repair industry has been, I know for our clients, has been booming. I mean, it's just skyrocketing, so it's not just, are you happy with where you're at? How do you compare to all the other shops in the area that are potentially up for sale or other businesses that are up for sale? Because a lot of these businesses now are going to be bought from outside investors. So your sales trend, you might be happy with, oh yeah, I'm making the money I want to make, but is it the money that the new owner is going to want to make? And that's the kind of thing that that's what I'm looking at. I'll let Jared talk about the rest of these things, but I just wanted to kind of plant that seed in your head that you got to look through the buyer's eyes when you're scoring your own business.
Yeah, and I think everybody probably jumps in when they think about what their business is worth. They pretty much focus on those top two. And yes, those are important, but I bet you never considered some of those other things like your marketing and your key employees, how much you're working in the business, and take a close look at that property security. So this is where you're going to sharpen that pencil and, as Ron said, get rid of the BS meter and let's do an honest assessment. I would kind of analyze your weak spots. Most of you are not selling tomorrow, but you do plan to sell in the near future. So if you've got any gaps in there, this is where you try to want to fill those holes in the bucket, if you will, or improve that. No shop is perfect. You're not going to get a 5 on every one of these, let's face it. But the better you score in this, the higher your return on that investment. In other words, the more money you're going to get for your business. So what's kind of neat about all of this is these shops have the exact same net profit. But as you're going to see, what each one of these businesses is worth, if you use this kind of tool to get you kind of an idea, it's vastly different. And we showed you why. So you can see if you go ahead and you take a look at shop A, which was having some problems, I want you to go ahead and take your total score, right? So that's what we're doing. Put the total score in, and we had 6. If you remember shop A, we totaled that up, and I did it right here in my head. 6. Take 6 divided by 7, and I've got a multiplier of 0.85. So they're going to take that net profit and multiply it times 0.85. Shop B, again, same net profit, $70,000. You can see the cumulative score, the total score on that was 28. Divide 28 by 7, and this shop we're going to say has a multiplier score of 4. So what that means is approximate value. Again, there's no science to this. We're trying to give you some things to try to start thinking about. Shop A, 59,500. I mean, if you fall into that category, would you be willing to sell your life's work? And for many of us, our babies. We've been in this 20 years. For me, I was in it over 30 some years, and I'm just talking about the business now, not the property, 59,500. Or again, shop B, and again, these numbers might seem low to you, but 280,000. When you take a look at that, it's over 4 times the difference, shop A versus shop B. So which shop would you rather be?
Yeah, and I think a good takeaway from this exercise, because just last week I posted in the Facebook group that we have, what's your shop worth? And some people were coming back. It's like, well, I've always heard it's 3 times net profit. I've always heard it's 4 times net profit. There is no set rule. And that's really what this exercise is all about. Is there is not that set rule. It's not like, okay, I took home this much, 4 times that's what I'm going to get. No, there's more things that are involved in there. So I implore everybody to go through this, whether you're selling now or not. If you're going to sell within the next 2 years, you definitely have to go through this and really start rolling up your sleeves and fixing the areas where you're deficient. If you're watching this and you don't think you're going to sell for another 10 years, at least now you know where your shop is deficient so that you can start maximizing everything. Because look, if your systems and operations are like non-existent, you don't have anything written down, that's a problem for your business now, because your business isn't running as efficiently. It's causing you to have to work more, things like that. So whether you're selling or not, it's going to help your business in order if you put that in place. If you're selling, yeah, that's going to be like gold to somebody that's going to walk in and shop and say, you mean you're going to hand me an entire manual of what everybody's job description is and what they're supposed to do and how to unlock the doors and how to open the cash register and how to make it, all those things. It's a push button business that's worth more to me, because now it's less work I've got to do when I buy your business. So it's really, really important to go through this. And again, be honest as possible. Don't BS yourself. This is real world. You guys have been working very, very hard. You deserve to get every dime out of the business that you deserve at the end, but not if you've been fooling yourself along the way.
Yeah, I would use this as a SWOT analysis. Where are my strengths? Where are my weaknesses? And let's try to, plug those holes, because you're going to make a lot of money in the long run on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one to an end. I want to thank everybody for being on this. Please do us a ginormous favor. Go down below the video, like the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. Click the bell there. That way you get a notification every time that we post another one of these videos. Make the comments below. Ask the questions. We're here to help. Gerry has just gone through this, so this is very, very fresh in his mind. And we'd love to be able to help you maximize the value of your business, so when you walk away from your life's work, you reap the rewards of everything you've been doing all of these years. So with that, take care, everybody. Gerry, have an awesome day.
You also. Bye-bye.